Okay, it's now 6:30. I'd like to call the March 24th session of the City of Monessen Council meeting to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Councilperson Thomas,
Turn your
Here.
Councilman Nestor,
Present.
Councilman Gregor,
Present.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Present. Make sure everybody turns their microphone on, please. I ask, well, I think there may be a little bit of miscommunication. I don't see Father Crookston here. I'm going to really put the pressure on, but if Reverend Bass could please leave us in prayer, I would definitely appreciate it.
Will you bow your heads? Our Father, we thank you for your loving kindness and your tender mercy to us. We thank you how you woke us up this morning and let us make it to this point in our day. We ask you now your blessings upon this meeting. We ask you, God, that you would bless the mayor, that you would bless the city council, that you would bless all the participants and the attendees that have come out this evening. Help us, God, to have the wisdom and strength that whatever we do will better the city of Monessen and will move it forward. Yes. We ask your blessings in thy name. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks.
Thank you. Pledge allegiance.
Damn it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for comments on agenda items only.
I do not, Ernie, sorry.
This is Ernie Telegraphus, 29 Rex Boulevard. On page 3, you specified you have a contract bid. There's about 3 questions on that. 1, who is the contract with?
Which item was this?
It's on page 3, contract bid for 500 Donner.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'd be more than happy to talk about that, and was planning on doing that.
You're going to identify the contractor?
Yes, I will.
Okay, and out of the 9 bids, where did he fall in between? Like
He was a low bidder.
I thought there was another one lower than 114.
No,
He was the lowest.
he was lowest.
Okay, did he ever did work for the
He's
city?
not done work for the city of Monessen, but we have received word from Pittsburgh. He has done a number of things from Pittsburgh, and he got a very glowing referral from the city of Pittsburgh.
Okay, in this agreement, do you have an open or a closed agreement where he's not going to be adding on additional discoveries of more money?
There is a very detailed specification that was put out, and it's very finite. It is what it is. He will be responsible for all aspects of the demolition.
So you're saying he's not going to add on any extra fees?
Not unless something extremely,
Unusual.
yeah, happens.
Is there any way of specifying, like, he cannot go over a certain limit?
Well, the bottom line, if something major comes up that's going to be outside of the scope of the specifications, it'd have to come back to city council for approval for more money. So,
Does it say so in the contract?
Yes.
Is that-
absolutely.
Okay, and then when's he gonna start and when's he gonna finish?
Well, we haven't given the purchase order yet. Until we approve it tonight, and I hope to approve it tonight, purchase order will be issued to him. He's still got to produce insurance documentation, bonding documentation. That'll take a couple of days. When I talked to him during the bidding process, he indicated that he could have equipment on site within about a week.
A week, and did he give you some idea how long it's gonna take?
I think he's anxious, just like anybody else would be. He can't spend a lot of time on it for that amount of money. He's got to get it done quick.
I just don't like loose ends because,
There's not any loose ends on this. It's a pretty tight contract. It's a good reputation on the the person that was chosen.
Okay,
I don't see any problem.
One last question on this. It's 114,000. I heard people got close to 200,000.
The average bid was, I think, $170,000 plus or minus. There was high bid of 319 was the high bid.
Yeah, but how much money did you get from your,
$199,628, something like
okay,
that.
so what are you gonna do with the balance?
I don't know that we can do anything with the balance. That will require permission from the CFA at the state level before we can do anything else. The grant was for demo of that building. It may be possible that they will allow us to use some of the money if we have some left over, but there's no guarantee.
Okay.
Is there any other comments on agenda items?
The minutes to approve.
Oh my goodness. I'd like to ask somebody to make a motion to approve the minutes for the previous session.
So
March
moved,
10.
Mayor.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Are there any questions? Call the roll then.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski.
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes. Councilwoman Lois, would you like to read your proclamation?
Okay.
Oh.
Good evening, everyone. We have a proclamation for National Library Week 2022. Whereas today's libraries are more about what can they do and with and there for their communities, not just about what they have on their shelves. Whereas libraries have long served as trusted institutions, often the hearts and minds of their cities, towns, schools, and academic campuses. Whereas libraries serve people of all ages, interests, and backgrounds, providing the resources and space to engage in lifelong learning. Whereas libraries offer equipment and professional staff support to utilize technology, programs, and services, often free or with nominal charges to users. Whereas libraries are a resource for all, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status. Whereas we recognize librarians as information professionals who provide expertise, services, and guidance for patrons to access credible sources and material, making their own informed decisions about the world today. Whereas libraries provide access to and display a wide range of information, not just a majority opinion or single perspective. Whereas librarians hold, exemplify, and promote the professional values of diversity, equity, and inclusion to meet the needs of all users. Whereas the PA Forward Literacy is Power initiative highlights how libraries and staffs encourage literacy in basic, information, civic, and social, health, and financial, which contributes to greater personal and community success. Whereas America is celebrating National Library Week, including April 5th as National Library Workers' Day, and the immeasurable contributions made by library workers, April 6th is National Outreach Day, showing library services not limited to their physical location, and April 7th as Take Action for Libraries Day, encouraging community support for libraries. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Mayor and Council of the City of Monessen, Pennsylvania, proclaim National Library Week, April 3rd through 9th, 2022 in Monessen. During this week, we encourage all residents to visit our libraries and explore all that they offer to help move PA forward.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask the solicitor for his report.
Thank you. First up is the sewage projects. I've been working with the city's bond council to close the PNC interim loan. It received approval from DCED, I believe, on Monday. Closing is scheduled for March 31st, 2022, and there doesn't appear to be any impediments to close. Just a note for the city, you will have to set up separate accounting in your QuickBooks or whatever software you guys use to keep track of that. The Penvest loan, the bids came in on Friday, so I participated in the post-bidding conference call with Penvest. The process now moves forward with closing, which is scheduled for mid-April. The city will have to upload a bunch of documentation towards the end of the first week of April. And DCD has listed a tentative approval date of the loan for March 31st. There was an issue with the CDBG demolition projects for 12 homes. 6 of them were owned by private individuals. It turns out that the proper parties were not notified of the demolitions, so that had to be rectified. Title searches were conducted, and a demolition hearing will be held prior to the April 28th meeting at 6 o'clock. We will need the assistance of the code enforcement officer just to present the evidence that the buildings have been condemned and are uninhabitable. And the mayor, myself, and Mr. Korposh met with an individual from Urban Design Ventures regarding the city's new zoning ordinance. The previous administration contracted with Urban Design Ventures to come up with a new zoning ordinance that's consistent with the new comprehensive plan. The current zoning ordinance was adopted in 1998, so it is needed for an update. And what they presented, I think everybody who met with them was fairly impressed with the effort that they put into drafting this zoning ordinance. I will review some of the legal issues that they would like my opinion on, but the next step that it will go in front of the Planning Commission. Right now, it's scheduled for 2 meetings in front of the Planning Commission. It's their job under the law to recommend approval to City Council. After that's done, City Council will have 2 public hearings, of which the residents of Monessen and any business owners will get the opportunity to review it. It'll be posted on the website. If anybody has any comments, there'll be the opportunity to do so. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. Jerry, would you like to give us your city treasurer report?
Mayor, I gave the monthly treasury report for February 2022 on the meeting, March 10th of 2022. Therefore,
Okay.
I have no report for this meeting.
All right, thank you. Rosalie, do you have anything?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, go ahead.
The general fund
Turn your
community
mic on.
bank checking account, bank reconciliation
Turn it
as
on.
of February 28th, 2022.
Turn it on.
It's on.
It's on, I think.
The beginning bank balance as of January 31st, 2022 was $79,752.86. Deposits made $283,896.89. Expenses incurred were $245,210.42. The ending balance as of February 28th, 2022 was $118,439.33. The outstanding checks amounted to $61,077.54. Outstanding deposits, $4,045. The reconciled balance to the bank statement was $61,406.79. And that's my report, Mayor.
Thank you. I'd like to talk a little bit about new business. And it's been a very exciting week this week, and I'm going to kind of ramble a little bit here, but I'll try to keep to the point as well. To start with, I think we need to have a motion to hire some new police officers.
Motion to
Okay.
appoint and approve Austin Ritz, Jacob Hansel, and Walker Bakewell as the newest members of the City of Monessen Police Force. Sorry about that.
Yeah, they turned us
Do you need me to read that again?
Might be good.
A motion to appoint and approve Austin Ritz, Jacob Hansel, and Walker Bakewell as the newest members of the City of Monessen Police Force. District Justice Wayne Glassick will perform the swearing-in ceremony along with Monessen Police Chief Dave Uhas.
Could you guys please come forward? That's fine. Just come this way a little bit. There you go. In fact, go over by the podium would be the best bet. Get you on the camera and Facebook can see you and all looks well. Don't go too far in the corner. You go hiding in the corner now. But anyway, Judge, here's a mic if you'd like one. Well, needs it for the Facebook. It needs it to proper austerity here.
I think you would want to do it first, yeah.
Do you want to call for a second?
I would like to vote on it after we sworn in. Or do we need to vote first?
Yeah, you need to vote on first.
Okay, we're gonna, first off, we had a motion. Was there anybody to second it?
Second, Mayor.
Could we have a vote? Call the roll?
Councilman Orchakowski? Yes. Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Aye.
Okay, gentlemen, I state your name. Please raise your right hand. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and that I will discharge the duties as a police officer with fidelity. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Congratulations, bud. Congratulations, bud. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Peter.
Okay, I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about some of the things that's taken place this week. First off, one of the bigger items was the Laguda Pinvest sewer project. This is a project that we approved last month. It's finally getting moved. We opened bids, when was that, last week? Friday of last week. Now bear in mind, it was the first time we've gone out for bids on sewer projects. These bid specifications and so forth were designed 3 years ago. Inflation's taken place. Price of gas has gone up, diesel's gone up, price of oil, everything's gone up. And the numbers we were hearing were scary at best, and we were looking at having to curtail the project potentially. But we had our bid opening, and it was very interesting. Our high bid was $2.8 million. Now bear in mind that the contract was $2.3 million, including all the engineering and everything else that goes into it. So that's obviously not going to work. We had then another bid was $2.4 million. We're getting closer. And then we had a bid at $1.4 million. Wow, or 1.5 I think is probably more accurate. But the bottom line is it came in at the construction cost that he had estimated within just a couple of percent 3 years ago. It looks extremely promising. Now, this project is one that is the worst of the worst. It's that coming down 9th Street. It's that coming down over the hill from Shawnee Park and down onto Parente. It's part of the problem that we have on Delaware. What does that mean with coming in this low? It means that there's a possibility, and it's just a possibility, just like the building we talked about it before, that there might be some other things that we can take care of on this same Pinvest loan that we're doing. It was wonderful news to us. So anyway, we're off and running. That project will be awarded by Pinvest and to kick off. Did you know about when that'll take place? Okay, so after April 28th, that part of the project will get kicked off and be off and running. We're going full speed. Reynolds Brothers. They are a very reputable vendor. They come, I don't know, have they done work for us before? Has Reynolds actually done work for us before? So he does have some good rapport with us as well, so that's a good thing. Yeah, bear in mind that this is a sewer project and not a demolition, but nonetheless, he's a reputable contractor, so I'm not too worried about that. That was only part of what was going on, though. I believe it was Wednesday, we had our meeting with DCED. Tuesday. No, with DCED.
That was Wednesday.
So Jonah Pro is the area rep for DCED. And she brought with her quite an entourage of people right up to the deputy director of DCED out of Harrisburg. His name is
Rick Villela.
Rick Villela. We had a very nice meeting, and we presented to them a lot of the ideas that we're working with, and I think that there's some excellent opportunity to be working with them. And that really is important because on Monday, we held a meeting with a combined meeting with the Redevelopment Authority, the Planning Commission, and the Blighted Property Review Board. And those that know Monessen know that there are some personalities in that are pretty much known to be competing with each other. But I gotta say, we all talked, we all worked together. It was time to get down to business, and I think everybody was on board. That the point being is, I think we finally reached a threshold where people can work together and move forward, and I'm so thrilled to death. DCED really echoed that sentiment, that they see nothing but good things. They're gonna make some opportunities available to us. Just out of curiosity, or just a point of interest, they came to me and they said, next time you go out for a TAN note, if you have any problem, give us a call, we'll underwrite it. If you can't find anybody that will be happy with that, we will issue the TAN note ourselves. The point being is, I think next year, we have, doing the things that we're trying to do will come out good. So you ask, what is it we're trying to do? Well, we talked about demolition of the building over here. That building was a building that had lots of challenges associated with it. The first is the DEP. You gotta satisfy the DEP with your asbestos, your lead, and any abatement that needs to be done. Samples have to be taken, they have to go through the lab, have to be analyzed. We did all that and determined that the asbestos and lead is actually not anywhere near the magnitude that we thought it might be. It's something that's actually pretty easy to take care of. You keep it wet as you're bringing the building down, and separate the windows from the rest, and you're pretty much in good shape. But then there was a question of the water that's in the basement. So we did analysis of the water. It's clean. There's no lead, no asbestos in the water in the basement. So that, we took care of that. The next thing that we did was we had to take care of the historical perspective, this State Historical Preservation Office. That's a very formal procedure that they go through. They came back and said there's no historical significance to that building. Hence, we had time because we didn't actually have the money to bring it down. Our money was tied up at the CFA in Harrisburg. CFA being a very political, very regimented process, we had to wait until the 22nd for that money to be released. So we took the opportunity to go out for bids, as one would normally do, not being rushed by the fact that we have streets closed down and businesses impacted and everything else. Without the money, we couldn't do anything. So we took the time to go out for bid. I was amazed. We had, how many bids? 9 different people bid, as I recall, that came in and had enough interest to bid. And as I pointed out, we had bids, high bids that were in the 300,000s. We had low bids that was $114,950, right at $115,000. That was the low bid. We had numerous bids below $200,000. we had numerous opportunities to select a bidder that was qualified to do it. And being how we had not done business with this company, we inquired. We followed through the references that he provided and got nothing but very glowing references from Pittsburgh. So that said, here in a little bit, we're going to make a motion to award that contract to the company. Yeah, it's a Rec Crew
Crew demolition.
Demolition. They've been around for a number of years under a different name, but nonetheless, they're doing it. So that said, and I've always said, getting rid of all the blight is not necessarily the answer for Monessen. Unless you have plans to do something with the land that you're making available, you're really not accomplishing much. So that was the reason for the combined meetings that we've had, the DCED and so forth, was to put together a plan to do something with this land. And we are pursuing developing plans to do something with this land. There is a core group of people that is interested in generating the capital required to do something, but they need input for what it's actually going to be. They will be doing surveys, they will be talking to people, they will be going around doing things, but that isn't always the right answer. Everybody says they want a particular type of business. Well, that type of business may require other types of businesses in order to support it that you may not like. So you have to be careful what you wish for. But nonetheless, what do we want over there? It might be a strip mall. We're known for restaurants, maybe some series of restaurants. We have an aging population. Maybe we need a little medical center over there that we can do MRIs or CAT scans from UHC or UPMC. Maybe we need a theater. We've had 3 movies made in Monessen last year. Maybe we need a studio over there. The point being is we have an opportunity to make it whatever works for Monessen. So let's all think about it. If you got ideas and mechanisms to make it happen, feel free to suggest them to myself or Mike or any of the council people. We're all ears. We have no preconceived notions of what's going to be over there, and it's important that we do this as a community. I think that pretty much summarizes things. I think that right now we probably ought to go ahead and make a motion to award the contract bid to Rec Crew Demolition, LLC, for the demolition and removal of the structure located at 500 Donner Avenue in the city of Monessen in the amount of $114,950, and the coordination and finalization of all appropriate and necessary procedures and legal processes to finalize this transaction.
So moved, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
We'll fight over that one.
You can have it.
Yeah, she can have it. No biggie.
Any questions? The city does, but this is questions up here. The city owns the property. Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski. Yes. Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
May I ask, is he an equal opportunity employer?
Yes. Not to get sidetracked, but I've left that out of the story. I did the DEP, for the water, the asbestos, we did the SHPO, we did the bidding process. The one thing that people have asked here is, what about the pigeons? And this is not, I laughed too the very first time this came up, but it is a serious issue. But I called the Humane Society. The Humane Society said, we take care of domestic animals, cats, dogs, whatever. They said, call the state game office. I called the state game office. They said, we take care of game you hunt. If you hunt it, we're interested in that. Call the wildlife office. I called the wildlife office, and the wildlife office says, bingo, we got a list of 418 birds that we protect. Pigeons is not on the list.
I knew they were.
They'll find someplace else to live, Mayor. They'll be
And
just
that's what
fine.
everybody finally told me, is they will find someplace else to move to. Now, that's not necessarily a good thing. I do think that the city ought to seriously think about, once we get this building down and we have a moment to breathe, about what we can do with those pigeons. And there is people there's companies that are set aside to do extermination of those types of animals. And we ought to seriously think through how we do that. Pigeons do carry a lot of disease. They have a lot of issues associated with them. Just getting rid of the building is not necessarily the answer. It is something that will be with us for a while to come.
You know where they live? They live above the mill.
Well, they got several homes.
Above the mill, they're on that battery roof.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where they live? Above the battery mill.
Okay.
So at this point, part of what we did with all that we're trying to do is we really are, all that we talked to the board meetings on Monday, the DCED, all that we're trying to do is really based upon a comprehensive plan. This started out with the early intervention plan that was done many years ago. That graduated and was finally finalized in 2020 as a comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is just that, a plan that we can look at for turning Monessen around. I would like to get some copies and start circulating that. If somebody'd like to make a motion.
Print 20 copies in color with clear cover and GBC binding of the final version of the adopted 10-year comprehensive plan, 2020 to 2030, for distribution to the public as a guiding document.
Is there any questions? I just need a second.
Second, Mayor.
Now questions. Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
Ernie did have a question. Are one of those copies going to be placed at the library?
We can. That would be a good idea.
think
We
so,
will,
too.
we will set a bunch of copies available from the receptionist here. Anybody that wants a copy is more than welcome to come get them. If we run out of copies, we'll figure out a way to get more of them. It already is online. You can go to cityofmonessen.com and you can download the document from the website. So it's already available there. But some people just like to have printed copies, don't want to look at the internet. So that's what this is for. I don't like doing motions, but I'm going to do this one because I think that we need to consider something here. First off, in the course of doing business the first couple of months here, we did a lot of boards and authorities and getting people aligned. And for whatever reason, and it's all my fault, I didn't necessarily keep good track of who got to what board and authority. The bottom line is I think the very first one, the Blighted Property Review Board, is not necessary. I think that board is full and we've got that one done. So I'd like to make a motion to advertise for the following positions. One position on the Human Relations Commission Board, one position on the Monessen Planning Commission, one position on the Zoning and Hearing Board. Is there a second?
So moved, Mayor. Then you need a second.
I made the
He
motion.
made the motion.
Can't make motions.
They can make me.
All right, yeah.
Just don't like to.
A second.
Is there any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Aye. Would somebody like to make a motion on some property?
Motion to approve a notice to proceed, oh, sorry about that. Excuse me. Motion to transfer 20-02-11-0-250, known as 18 Elm Street, to the Redevelopment Authority for the purpose of selling to Alexis Horrell. She desires this property to facilitate and add on to her present home.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Are there any questions? I'd just like to explain this. She came in and she owns a house next door. She wants to add a bedroom and it would cross over the property line, so she wants this property as vacant. It's a perfect match for the property next door to you that It's not doing anybody else any good. Call the roll.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Aye. So,
Motion to approve a notice to proceed by the city of Monessen to Reynolds Brothers, Inc., pending settlement of the Pinvest loan.
is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Is there any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes. Now I'd like to ask our Chief Financial Officer for his report.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to return $30,000 into the line usage fund from the general account that was borrowed.
Second.
Just so everybody knows, this is $30,000 of the $65,000 we did the very first meeting because we did not have money to make payroll. So this is the first portion going back where it belongs, and next month I plan on putting the second portion and finishing it back and clearing that off. That doesn't still end it. We still have around $218,000 that has to go back. We have to pay back line usage from what was taken out prior. So just so everybody knows.
But this covers us for January.
This covers us, yes.
Is there any questions? And call the roll.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to pay for the recording of deeds and easements as part of the Penvest project application process in the amount of $258.52 out of the line usage fund.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any questions? I'll just make a comment here. This happens to be the fee that the recorder of deeds requires when you process a easement or a deed. And these were for two properties that were required for the Pinvest property. Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I make a motion to pay bills from the general fund for the city of Monessen in the amount of $172,386.08. Bills are attached if anybody needs them, or they were distributed. There was a packet out there.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Gregor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor Mosher?
Yes.
I would also like to note, as of 3/18/22, the general account had $290,703.38. After deducting tonight's payment of bills from the general account, that leaves a new total of $118,317.30.
Good job.
And our total bill obligation is, as of today, was $815.78. That's everything, and that's including police MMOs and everything else.
Okay.
Okay. Motion to pay bills from the liquid fuels account for the city of Monessen in the amount of $17,792.50.
Is there a
Second.
second? Any questions?
Yeah, did we ever replace back to the general fund the money that we spent out of the general on the salt to Compass Mineral?
No, we are going to review that, thank you, this week or first of next week, and there's a couple things that can go back from liquid funds, but right now, I just wanted everything paid, and then we'll make motions to move that stuff next meeting, Dawn,
Okay.
and then you'll get an email ahead of time, but it'll all be done by motions.
No, that's fine. It just wanted to make sure.
okay.
Alrighty.
Call the roll.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
And on that note, Dawn, the amount as of 3/4 in the liquid fuels was $259,807.11. After this payment, we go down to $242,1461, and we have probably at least 60,000 that would come out of liquid fuels to reimburse the general fund, because at least 45 that I know of was for salt.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you for questions. Okay, I have a motion to pay bills from the record board account on the city of Monessen in the amount of $79.99.
Is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
And also, as of 3/10, there was $1,829.79. After tonight's payment, it's down to $1,749.80. And I make a motion to pay bills from the Parks account for the city of Monessen in the amount of $572.50.
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilman Gregor,
Aye.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilperson Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
I would like to mention for that account, there was a balance of the 3/14/22 of $16,796.63. After this payment, for the septic, it's down to $16,224.13. But what I've got to be careful is we have a payment coming up the 1st of April for Kansas City for the John Deere equipment. So we have a payment. There's going to be a lump that's going to wipe this out until we put more money into it.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Lois, would you like to give us your report?
Yes. I'm going to give you a brief streets report and a brief library report. And I think I saw Mr. Fred come in. Fred, you missed the reading of the proclamation. You missed the reading of the proclamation. We already read that. Sorry about that. But, streets report. Public Works empty garbage throughout the city twice a week. They street swept several neighborhoods and main routes, cold patched streets and as many potholes as possible, answered several PA1 calls, helped Parks Department as needed. A brief library report. There were people count of 1,267 patrons that visited the library in the month of February. Just a reminder that the 2022 library budget is available on the library website, and the library will resume in-house adult programming in May, finally. Thank you. Those are my reports.
Thank you. John, would you like to give us your report on public safety?
Sure, Mayor. Thank you. Honorable Mayor, members of council, citizens of Monessen, and the audience members present today. Here is my following report for this one's going to be for February. The code enforcement has collected $65 for plumbing inspections, $1,150 for plumbing licensing, $2,000 for mercantile tax, $50 for chicken permits, $6,800 for street opening permits, $550 for sign permits, $75 for eat and drink license, $2,325 for habitation permits, $875 for landlord fees, $125 for yard waste pickup, for the year-to-date total of $14,015. Currently, right now, here is the Monessen Chief Fire Report Station 81, ending in February 2022. Automatic fire alarm 4, standby 1, wires down 2, motor vehicle accidents 1, partial building collapse 1, vehicle accident 1, EMS assistance 1, landing zone 1, natural gas 1, smoke in a structure 1, public service 1, total calls of 15, total responding of 191. Average responding per call is
12.73. Total man hours is 152. The following report for the Mon Valley Emergency Medical Service. The emergency call is 138, fire standby is 4, total incidents 142. I have spoken with the code officer about any issues within the office or in the city that can be addressed. Scheduled a meeting for one time next week or within the weeks, the selected members and the code office to go over hurdles the city is facing. Spoke to residents on Donner about private parking, land ownership, and off-street parking on west of 906. Assisted with issuing citations for sidewalk openings without a permit. Attended the Westmoreland County Department of Public Safety Local Emergency Coordination bi-monthly meeting. There will be an emergency preparedness presentation at the Monessen Senior Center on Wednesday, May 25th, 2022 at 1 p.m. Hosted by Cassandra Kovach, who is the Public Information Officer and Community Outreach Coordinator for Westmoreland County. Assisting her will be Michael Single, the city's Emergency Coordinating Office. Currently at this time, Mayor, I have nothing else to report. I yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nope, take it back. I forgot the police report.
Okay.
Parking meter receipts, 0. Parking fines and forfeits, $175. Parking permits, $1,000. Miscellaneous collection, copies of the police action report, $225. Washington Township prisoners, $175. Total miscellaneous collection, $400. Vehicle code fines collected, $681.08. Crimes codes and fines collected, $323.96. Total receipts from the district judge's office, justice office, $1,005.04. Total receipts collected for February 2022, $2,580.04. And Mr. Telegraphist had a question about citations. Maybe Lorraine here, maybe this might help you out. This will be the City of Monessen's Police Department calls for service logs for 2022. And there was 1,690 total monthly calls. I currently don't have anything for citations. I won't put anything monetarily on here for citations, but maybe down the line, we can maybe just see how many we had out there. But I just refuse to put anything monetary because I just don't want to see the police department as a cash cow for the city. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
But don't you think the public should be aware of the amount of fines being?
I'll work with Chief Uhas to go over that information
But
and
the
have that
people-
present.
People have a right to know.
All right, sure, that's fine. I just wanted to just make sure that everyone's aware of that. I just don't like to see the police
Well,
department as a
I
cash cow.
understand that, but the people still have a right to know.
Duly noted, and we'll make sure that we put it on.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Councilman Gregor, would you like to give us your parks and public property
I
report?
have not received the report. I'm going to have to find out why, but somewhere or other, I haven't received it. However, I do have a couple issues. As buildings are part of my domain, we have an issue down here about the bathrooms being filthy. Who is supposed to clean these? The clerical people are not supposed to clean them. Who is responsible for cleaning the bathrooms? I mean, after the meetings the other night, the bathrooms were filthy.
We actually need some janitorial support. The only time the floors have been mopped here is when I've mopped them.
And that should not be your job. Do we need to find a janitorial service to come in? I mean, it's hard to expect the parks people to come down and do that in the summertime when they have to cut all this grass. They're not gonna have time to do this. And you can't expect your clerical people or the mayor to do that. Now, maybe Mike will wanna do it, but I don't think. So I think we need to look into getting some kind of janitorial service. Also, I talked to the men in the Parks Department. They need a new push mower. They gave me a quote for one from from Colson's. It's a 510. It's an electric mower, It's something that they can lift and put up on the truck by themselves. The ones that they have right now are not running very well. They can't seem to get it repaired anymore. And I'm gonna turn a bid in to Mike here, and he can print copies up and get it to everyone else. The reason they're looking at the electric one is it's a lot lighter. It's a commercial quality machine. It's gonna run about $1,000. But I wanted to bring that up, and I'll bring that quote in tomorrow.
Okay. Before we open this up to public comment, I do want to make one more comment that has to do with the operation of doing business here at City Hall. And it's been probably 2 months ago that Debbie Greger tendered her retirement, effective April 1st. We've advertised that numerous times. We've actually had one person, which most people know, Maria's secretary, that showed any interest in the job. She was actually quite interested in the job until she found out what it paid. That our office workers in the union start at $14 an hour. And I'm sorry, but you can go to McDonald's in high school and you can make more money than that with no worries. This is a person that takes care of all the money that comes into this city. This is a person that interacts with the people. In a month that will be the busiest month that we have, which is April, where we will have something in excess of $1 million crossing the desk of what should be the deputy treasurer.
Actually, it's almost $6 million.
Well, that's in total, but in April, in history,
Yeah.
it should be about $1 million. The point being is, this is a problem. It's twofold, one of which we need people to come and apply, two of which is we got to sit down and renegotiate a union contract that is more, that allows for this type of duty to pay more than $14 an hour to start. It used to be that Monessen had a unique thing, that if you came to work for Monessen, you had a lifelong project. You had insurance, you had pension, you had all this different stuff. Well, things have changed over the years. First off, you can do the same thing at McDonald's. You can do the same thing at numerous places that require no skills, straight out of high school, without even a high school diploma. You can take on many of these jobs that will provide the same levels that Monessen was doing. The city has a problem. We don't have budget money to go flaunting money to attract the talent that we need, but we will have no money if we don't have somebody collect it. It's a problem, and it's the challenge that we're all going to be faced with in April. We're going to have to think out of the box. We're going to need to advertise in new places. We need to sit down with the union and make sure the union is comfortable with what we're doing. We've got to figure out a way to get through this. Without this position, we're all in trouble. And it's really sad. It should never get to this point. Debbie indicated that she would be willing to help train a new person. She would come in part-time for a few hours to do that. And I got permission from the union to actually accomplish that. That doesn't mean that she's going to be here full-time doing the job.
Well, that's a union position, and she'll be retired. I don't know if the union would.
Exactly.
do that.
Exactly. There's lots of challenges facing it. Well,
Pardon me?
nobody wants to work for free. If that was the case, we wouldn't have this issue right now. Only the mayor and council work for free, by the way. But the bottom line is, if you know somebody that has a bookkeeping background, a person that can be trustworthy, the person that has good interpersonal skills, and a person that's willing to work for the starting wage that we have, send them down. I will do everything I can to work with the union to improve the starting wage and make things better. But still, we got a problem beginning April 1st,
Next week.
next week. And I'm just being very open and honest with everybody. It's a problem.
Mayor, I'd like to make a comment.
Okay?
A lot of people are hesitant to apply because of all the negative comments that are in the paper, like how are we gonna make payroll? Would you wanna apply for a job if, in fact, these statements are in the paper?
Well, that may be part of the problem, but you also have to understand that there is a fact of life that we had problems at the first of this year. There wasn't anything we could do about that. That was what we were dealt.
Well, that's it.
The alternative, to be real honest with you, is Act 47. And that's not what I'm looking for. I don't think anybody wants to do that.
I don't think the taxpayers would really enjoy that.
No, I don't think anybody would enjoy it. It's just not what we want to do. And which one? The Act 47 has been a very real possibility and was presented to me by DCED at the beginning of this year. At the beginning of this year, because we couldn't make payroll, we met all the criteria for going Act 47. And it was the tenacity of the city council that's sitting up here that we decided that we were going to make it work. We were going to find a way to make it happen. And part of the $30,000 we're paying back now is only part of what was required to make payroll on that very first time. It was not fun. Nobody here enjoyed that. It was not fun. I sat down with DCED and they asked me again, even this week, are you wanting to go Act 47? And I said, first off, there's only one difference between what the DCED can do for the city as Act 47 and what I can do. That one difference is they can mandate collective bargaining. They can establish the collective bargaining is no longer an issue. They say this is the contract you're going to do, and that's what it is. That is the only difference. State law. State law.
So we don't have any sovereignty?
No, I'm saying if we go Act 47, only if we go Act 47 do you have that. Now, everything else that DCE can do, we can do on our own. We can do on our own. And we've been demonstrating that. We're able to organize demolition of buildings. We're able to run the city properly. And we're able to get money. We've been able to demonstrate everything else. And they're willing to support us as part of the STAMP program to continue supplying us with grants and money and so forth. As
Did I hear, maybe I misheard it, didn't DCED say that they would help you get a TANF?
absolutely. But that's only this week.
In the same breath, would they say go to Act 47?
That's right.
That was the
They
beginning of
said
the
they
year.
would do a TAN note because we impressed them enough over what we've done thus far this year to pick ourselves up, to run a transparent and honest government, to not have the fighting that we've had in the past. They said we would be willing to do TAN notes.
Promise to work on it so we wouldn't have to at the beginning of the year.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
He's just throwing any,
I just want to make sure that I'm
these are assumptions that are just being thrown
Right,
out.
right,
That's all.
Right.
And we're
The
trying to
bottom line
avoid
is, there's still no way that I think that we are in a corner where we've got to go Act 47. That is not at all what anybody up here is wanting to do. It would not be to the betterment of anybody in this town. And that is the thing. Sir, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for public comment. So, sure, anything anybody wants to talk? Come on up here and grab a mic. Here, grab a mic.
What is the pay for you people that are being represented by you? What is their top pay?
I have no idea.
Somebody has to.
The union has agreements, and it's a complicated thing.
Yeah, but you can still reciprocate the job and put it up for bid from within,
And it has been.
okay?
No one wants it.
Nobody wanted it. We
It's a
tried.
lot, it's a lot of work.
Increase the wages.
Well, you have to abide by the union. It's a
Right.
collective bargaining agreement. And right now, the starting rate is $14 an hour.
Yes, yes.
And
One person in this office makes $14.
14?
No, that is the
No,
starting.
That's a starting.
You
The
cannot-
top person
you-
is
you
making
cannot-
like 1650.
So if you offer the job,
You can't.
okay, let me finish, by negotiating with a union, I have a little bit of experience, not much, okay? But if you negotiate with a union to give the rate, the highest rate to fulfill that job that is so important, and then Red Circle, that particular job, put the other one for bid, it should be no problem. I think the union will go for that.
They might.
They might, and,
Right.
and,
I
and
mean, that's the wrong way to solve it. But you know the part that gets me, this is the 25th, 24th, right?
20,
And we're
Twen-
talking April.
right,
Where the hell-
next week. I've been at,
where the hell we been?
we've been talking about this for 2 months. We've had it advertised, we've been talking about it in council meetings.
I think you can solve it. You put the job out for bid after you negotiate with the union and make sure that they're okay with it, and then give it to them from within, but with a higher rate, then Red Circle the job that you're putting in, so nobody else can get into it. They'll go for it.
Well,
Perhaps.
yeah, exactly. One other thing that I meant to talk about, and I didn't, and it's open to public comment anyway, but our audit. We did, couple sessions ago, we did make a motion to approve getting Cipher and Cipher to do an audit for us. And I have reached out to Cipher and Cipher, and the only reason why they haven't done it by now is because it's tax season. But they will be here starting in April on the audit for 2021. That did not satisfy me enough. First off, we never were presented an audit for 2020 or 2019. Their audits were done and they were published, but we never had the audit come in, an auditor come in and present that information to us in terms that we could understand. I asked them if they would please go back and review those audits and present them as well. So we will have a fresh audit for last year, the year before, and the year before that. 3 different audits that will be presented by a little guy that wears a bow tie, that has no political affiliation whatsoever. He knows nothing but the numbers. He dreams numbers. He thinks numbers. That's what he is numbers. He will present it in very finite, definitive form. But it will be in terms that we all understand, with recommendations and suggestions that go along with it, as he's always done in the past. So I'm looking forward to it myself. Go ahead, come on. Grab the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor, distinguished council people, and the public. Is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a thing to say about program that I planned and was hoping that in a quick moment or so we can get that approved. But first of all, you said comments to what was said. With Don Greger mentioned being in part of the park. I noticed that for all the time I've been here, if you drive past City Park, you see trees. We have pavilions up there. Wouldn't it be nice if you put a sign along the roadway that say pavilions for rent or something to that effect? It might be a silent salesman and draw some attention up there. And that's just a thought. Okay. And the other thing was, maybe we don't let this get out of the room. When they tear that building down, okay, if you go in front of the Exxon in Monessen, somebody hit that pole, wiped out the bushes and stuff. Get some of them nice block, build a planter with them block. It'll help secure the corner and look real nice if you can get those blocks away from your contractor. And one other thing is, excuse me, I can't read my writing. Yeah, the planters. I'm supposed to suggest, well, I'll bring it up some other time, but it's just a suggestion to what was on the agenda. Now, mainly what I would come down here for is this. 2 months from now, we are everybody's going to honor our vets. And The particular day that's chosen each year is the first Monday or the last Monday in May, Memorial Day. And most of your communities, they plan an event to infringe on their memorials. Almost every town has a memorial. And I find people, they probably think that, you know, I remember my dad being in the Army, but they don't go to the event. Okay, so here's what I'm proposing. I'm gonna set this down. I've already worked with quite a few people in the last 30 days or better as far as groups to come to an event that I would like to put together with the approval of the council here to use City Park on the day prior to the memorial service. The memorial service is on the 29th, I think I'm right about that, which is a Sunday. Meanwhile, the day before, the Saturday, okay, you got to imagine something like this. And I'm not exaggerating. Let's say no less than 200 kids. Because what's happening, if you go to the memorial services, there's no children there. There's no young youth. Okay, where are they going to go 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Here's the point. I would like to put this together, and I really got it pretty well fastened in. I worked with somebody from town who I want to mention no name just now. The credits will be given to those who will fulfill their obligations. And I'm told, see, throughout the day, say 10 o'clock in the morning, we have an open ceremony so the kids can be part of it and show or learn from what they're going to be participating in why we are free. A lot of that type of thought is not really brought out in the open. It's like disappearing. Well, we got to do something about that. I mean, if you want to participate, fine. If not, step aside. And if those who come forward, we want to make it what we're talking about. Well known, make them come out and learn something. I foresee. I was in touch with a couple groups of Legion riders, and those people happen to have been vets. And I'm in touch with 4 or 5 organizations, VFW, Legion Post. I've already obtained no less than 15 10-foot by 10-foot tents. I'm going to propose or ask for bleachers up there. We're going to have an opening ceremony. Our local magistrate, who I talked to, who is the commander in the Legion in Monessen, will be the key participant. All the usual things that occur on an honor like that is we're going to have maybe at least 2 honor guards. The kids will parade behind them with flags. The flags are already, I'm saying 500 flags.
Could I interrupt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds wonderful, it truly does. But do you think you can write up a proposal to present to council?
Wait,
before?
certainly.
If you could do that by the next meeting?
I'd be more
We
than
could
glad
act
to.
on
I'd be
that.
more than glad to.
'Cause it sounds like a really, really good idea.
It's for guys like you.
Guys like me.
Yeah, I'm serious. But yeah, now who said that? That's the main thing. It's for the kids. Get them indoctrinated into what they're supposed to be doing from now until they're 20 or 30. Oh,
Okay.
He passing present.
I've been known to
veterans.
act like one
That's
on
like
occasion.
passing present veterans. So, just like Dawn said, I'd be glad to paint the picture, draw a program of hour by hour, because I've already got it like pretty nailed down. Oh, and if I may as well warn you now, you're the barbecuers. You're going to mingle with the kids and the veterans, right, Mike?
Well, we look forward to getting your proposal.
Mike could have warned you. What's that?
We look forward to getting your proposal.
Should I be fine?
Seriously do.
I guess there's no, it's okay to do something up there yet.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, good idea.
Are there any other public comments?
Mr. Fred, did you want to say a little bit about the program at the library this Sunday?
Thank you, Mayor and Council, and all here present. I'm pleased to say that we are having a program on Sunday at the Yoswick Hall of St. Vincent de Paul Society. It's called the Italian Jewish Historical Program. It came to mind because I had seen a program in Pittsburgh at the Heinz History Center with a Rabbi Barbara Aiello. She is a native of Calabria, or at least her family is. And a little known thing is that many Jews from Spain who were expelled by King Ferdinand went to Italy, Sicily, southern Italy, and the like. And there are many people who were descended, and there are many names that are common to our areas, like Aiello, Russo, Spagnolo. There's a whole series of names with very interesting background that I had never heard about. But then secondly, more interesting is the Ferramonte concentration camp in Calabria. This was one where the soldiers, Italian soldiers and the townspeople protected the Jews and other people who were imprisoned in the camp from the Nazi soldiers. So they managed to have a relatively peaceful coexistence, not much unlike most of the other concentration camps, where they were suffering a lot of brutality and starvation and the like. And so I invite you to come. It's at noon, again at Yoswick Hall. And it'll be 2 short presentations that will last about 3 hours. So again, hope
Sounds
you all
like an
can
excellent
see.
event.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to pick up where Rosalind started something about negative publicity. And
Speaking
I would
to
like
the
to
mic.
know, I would like to know, is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. I'd like to know if our solicitor could assist in keeping all this bad press release. Like last night on KDKA, they were talking about the FBI, the state troopers, and there was no response from the city.
We
So-
tried.
But they didn't want to put your,
I think
2
they were,
cents into it?
I think what they were trying to do was they were trying to sell time. And that was something that attracted attention. I don't know. I can't speak to that.
yeah, but somehow.
The bottom line is, I have, from the very beginning, I've run my campaign, I've run the city offices with nothing but the best of intent for the city. I have always said that I want to end the fight. I've always said that if we're going to move forward, we've all got to chip together, work together, and go in the same direction. And to be honest, I think I'm making headway. I really do. I am seeing groups get together that have not gotten together before. I have, the particular individual that's doing this, I've got no ill will toward him whatsoever. But the truth of the matter is, I told him that he could have any office in the city he wanted. He could have any board, any authority, anything he wanted.
What
I
did
look
he
forward
say?
to working with him. Well, you saw what he said. He is not interested in working with us. I can't do anything about that. He has freedom of speech just like anybody else.
Yeah, but I was hoping maybe you people could offer a balanced picture and step up. And
You have,
the public is getting,
and,
you know,
right,
disillusioned with doing anything for Monessen.
you're right.
I don't know if the
There was,
solicitor has a
as an
legal
example, the
solution.
newspaper has been very, very favorable about some of the actions that we're moving forward with. For reasons I don't understand, I don't know, you accusing people of things, I guess, sells TV time. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I know, does that too. The other question is, when it comes to Councilman Ochowski, can he provide us on paper when he's talking about he's gonna take this money and put it over here, and then he's gonna balance this account with this money. It's like doing a T-Berry shuffle, and we don't know where this deck is coming from.
I
So
bet-
can he have more transparency and identify all these funds being shifted here and there?
Please tell me what funds are being shifted, because if you looked at the paper that was out there, it exactly states where money was being moved from where to where, needing a motion to move it, what the daily balances are up to almost today. I don't know how much more transparent you want that.
Well, you don't have these figures on your agenda. What you just got is broad statements, but there's no
There's a-
detail.
Over,
And you have all these figures.
every one of them, every bill that we're paying is in a list over there.
Okay, and can you also put it on the website?
Oh, jeez.
I suppose we could, if given enough time. The problem is, it just takes time to get all this done. And I promised that's one of the things I wanted to do.
Mayor, could I ask Ernie a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who do you want to put that on the website? Which employee? You think that he doesn't have other things to do? Oh, well, Gorbash, yes. But that's, the thing is, you are so short manpower, women power, people power. We just don't have the personnel to do everything. As a matter of fact, when Cipher and Cipher was here a few years back, they had even said that there was a problem because the employee pool was so small, people were intermingling when they shouldn't have been. They were doing things over here that they really weren't supposed to because they were over in this department. But they were crossing over because we had no one else to do it.
Okay, but Mr. Korpas now is a full-time
And he is
administrator?
very
He's
hooked up.
temporary.
He's temporary and he's very hooked up.
He is.
And I so appreciate him.
Yep, thank you.
How much longer do you got him?
It depends on how good the handcuffs are. Leg irons or something.
Is that what you're talking about? Yep. Okay. Thanks.
Is there any other public comments? Come on up.
Hi, my name is Anitra, and I want to actually introduce myself to you all. I am not from Monessen, but I did purchase property here, and I want to be able to collaborate with you all and bring new breath and bring new light to the city of Monessen, and I hope that we all could collaborate together. Give you a little bit of my background. I have been working in mental health field for over 20-something years, worked in Allegheny County Jail with veterans for mental health, and that is my baby, veterans. So just wanted to publicly introduce myself to everybody. My property is the 422 6th Street, and I am a taxpayer.
Well, welcome to our
Welcome
town.
to
Thank you
Monessen.
very much.
Thank you for much.
Thank you.
What was your last name? I heard Anita. I didn't hear your last name.
Anitra, my last name is Lyles, L-Y-L-E-S.
Okay, nice.
Welcome to our town.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Oh, this is scary.
All right. Dave Uhas, Chief of Police. Just one question. We talked about it, well, you guys talked about it at the last meeting, the work session for the sale of those guns. Is there a problem, or?
We forgot to put it on.
I
you
think
forgot-
we
You
skipped
forgot all
that.
about me.
I think there was
I
a.
got a text this afternoon from Dave going, where is it? And I'm like, oh.
Okay.
We'll be on
I just want to make sure there wasn't a problem with some type of
I
legality
don't,
thing.
that was just an oversight.
That's all.
It will be on the next.
All that goodwill's still in
Yeah.
there.
Don't go too far.
My fault.
That's one of the
My
faults of
We're gonna beat Mike later.
the sunshine law. You can't make changes after 24 hours prior to a meeting. So by that time, did it get circulated? And to be real honest, we're panicked trying to get everything on the agenda. And if we don't give enough time to allow people to say, hey, you forgot this. I think we didn't get it
I'll
finalized
take
until
the
like
blame for
4
that,
o'clock
yep.
yesterday.
That's on me.
It- It's just, we're all hooked up. Any other comments from the public on any subject? Nothing heard? I'd like to take a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second, Mayor.
I adjourn this meeting at 10 minutes till 8. Could I have a roll call, or all say aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No?
Any opposed?
Okay.